Alright, so I don't know if we're going to continue the Railroad series after the Midwest thing that I did. We might here or there, but it's not going to be like a thing I do regularly. So we are going to do this new game. I actually kind of forgot about it until recently even. I used to love this game though, and I looked it up on YouTube and I can't find anyone having played this. So I don't even know if you guys have heard of it, but it's a game called Chart Wars 3. You basically like run a record label. I've never even looked up the first and second like version. I know there's not a fourth one. Um, so yeah, anyways, I don't know about the others, but this one's fun. We're gonna start a new game, obviously. Yeah, that's my name. That's my birthday. Create a new label. Do we want to create a new label or manage an existing one? Now that isn't one that I already made. It's just one that this game was made in 2004, so it was a label that existed in 2004. Mm, it's really hard to get a new label off the ground, but I feel like it's a little easier. Let's try it. Um, just know that when you do this too, you will go in debt at first, anyways. So I think we might go for pop, which is kind of a hard genre to go for, really. But we're just in for the challenge today. Wait, what? That's weird. So if you choose the United States, okay, there it is. I was like, why doesn't it let you pick other cities? Is my city on here? No. I mean, West Lafayette is on there. I might do Fort Wayne. Is Fort Wayne on here? No. What? How is West Lafayette on here but Fort Wayne's not? I'm so confused. Okay, I don't really want Evansville. Okay, that's not on here anyways. Is South Bend on here? Okay, South Bend is on here. Pop, yeah. And we're gonna name it, oh, wow. This is gonna be weird. We'll name it New Studios, but like spelled Knew. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Start the label. It's loading. There's games similar to this that I've played. A lot of them are really buggy though, and I haven't been able to get past the first 2 weeks. Well, not a lot of them. One of them in particular that I also liked though. But I could never get past like week like 10 or whatever because it would always freeze. But those normally you play in increments by week, whereas this one is by like each day. So that's something that's a little different. I'm happy to have started off the way we did though, because it will the other way you would have like a label where like in 2004 it would have been things like Three Doors Down probably would be considered really popular, Beyonce, Avril Lavigne. I'm sure Pink's on here, but I don't remember seeing her. I mean, yeah, that was like around the time I'm Not Dead came out, I think. Things like that. I don't remember seeing Britney Spears on here either, but I'm sure she is. It's just really taking its time. I'm gonna pause the recording for a second and come back when it loads. Literally almost as soon as I push pause, it loads. Okay, anyways. So this is how the game's kind of set up. I'm gonna kind of introduce it since I've really not seen anyone talk about this game on YouTube. So when it first loads, you have the label info, kind of your reputation in each of these countries. We actually have a pretty high US reputation. I'm kind of surprised. I feel like the last time I started a new record label, it was lower, but I don't know. The departments, you can like hire and fire people, like, and there's different abilities kind of that they have there. We're just going to keep it at what it's on for now. I don't normally change those until I really start making a profit. Or it just kind of gets to a certain point. One of the best things I think to do is as early as you possibly can, build a studio or build a distribution firm or build a manufacturing plant, because when you don't have to pay other people to release your stuff all the time, then that's when you really start making money on here. So we only have $1 million, as you see here. Oh, this is like chart records. I guess I didn't go into that much, but you can kind of see facilities, like I just said that, and then in finances, in detail of that, and then records, like chart records is here, stats is here. All of them is based on charts, because, you know, this is called Chart Wars 3. So that's under the label options here. And then under news, this is where you kind of see what you need to do. It'll kind of give you things like that. All of them kind of have like a theme of the way that they're presented, and then like you can kind of tell what to spot out for, but I'll kind of show you that as we get there. This is to view all the bands, artists, labels, venues, whatever that is like in the game's directory or whatever. Which actually we are going to use that in a second to try to get some artists to sign our label. And then you can see the UK, US, European, and Oceanic album and single charts. The first few weeks of the game, it's not going to be like pre-populated, and by that I mean like anything before this week right here. I don't remember if it's European style or American style. So either May 8th or April or August 5th. I don't know which way they mean, but anything before that isn't going to be on the chart yet, I don't think. Or unless it started. Okay, yeah, it started, I guess, this last week. Oh, it did pre-populate. I don't think it did that last time I played. I don't remember doing that anyways. I guess we go under bands. Well, yeah, filter. And then we want to change it to unsigned only. And this will give us all the bands that are available to sign. This is a very important thing here too. It'll show us their ability, their visual appeal, live ability, things like that, their controversy, different things, and you can kind of see if you want to sign them or not. That's not really what our label is for, but I really kind of want them. They're expensive. Can I filter out by price? I really don't normally do that. Or by genre? I don't see genre. Oh, there. Specific. We'll start off with searching just plain pop, and then we'll look up different variants of pop. So, Jean-Paul Allen. That's not the best. I might do that though. We'll see. Oh, their ability's really low, but their live ability's really good. That's interesting. Becky Butler. This person's pretty good across the board. I'm going to approach this band. I think it lists, and that's what I was unsure when I first loaded it. I forgot. I couldn't remember. I think it lists different artists. I'm going to do initial name. That's normally more than I would do. I normally start out at 90,000, but I'll start at that. Okay, and we'll do it just 100,000 across the board, and we'll up the royalties to 11, and hopefully they'll sign with us instead of a different label, because other labels may try to get Becky Butler to join their label. But we'll see. Right now, we're the only ones. Namie Cooper, let's see about you. The ability is so low, though. But that's pretty common on pop artists on here. Anyways, like I was saying a few seconds ago, even independent, or like solo artists, they're still listed under bands on this game, and I couldn't remember that earlier. I think I'm going to actually, what I offer them is based on like their skills is what I'm going to do this time. Joe Cross. That's not the worst. That's fine. But I'm gonna offer 80. Well, I'll offer 90, like I normally would when I play this, and I'll up it to 10. And then what about you? Your live ability is not that good. Okay, so now we'll change it to alternative pop, maybe. We'll try out that. I don't want the people that's more established like that because I don't have the money to do that right now. That's not terrible. We'll approach them. 90K, 90K, 10%. And then that's not terrible either. The ability is not the highest, but I'll do 90K, 90K, 10% on this one too. Okay, so then that is not a thing. That one's fine too. Lindsay Davis. I think I've seen that a lot of these people that you've never heard of in here. Some of them might have been artists in 2004, but just like underground. But some of them might be like developers of the game or whatever too. And they also took like all the major artists that are in this game, and they like took their songs and they recycle the names of songs, which can sometimes lead to some pretty interesting names. I think the names might be based on genres too or something. I don't know. We'll find out that more when we get along to it. So I think when we go to view and we go to shortlist now. Oh, wait, what? Oh, okay, hold on. Any style. Change it back to that. And we can take off the unsigned thing. And these are our shortlisted bands. So these are the ones we offered a contract to. I think I might just see if they accept our contract and go from there. So let's go ahead and continue. As you see, it said I've been playing this game in real life for 158 hours, so I've spent a lot of time into this game. Well, something that's interesting is when it loads, as you just seen kind of briefly, it will give you little facts. When I first played this game, also by the way, this news thing here, I wasn't clearing it. Because like when Beyonce releases a single, that's not on our label, and I don't micromanage it to that level, so I just delete those. But you really do want to make sure that you delete your news as it comes in after you like do things with it if you're going to, because the game will crash if you have too much news in your inbox. Okay, good. So Becky Butler decided to sign with us. That's good. We confirmed it. We can delete it. Louis Wilkinson. Oh, okay. It won't let you delete it unless you confirm it. So that's good to know. So we're just going to accept all these because, you know, we already knew. Get it? We already knew. LOL. Yeah, because we already accepted them. So on this label options here, I normally stay on the band page, I think, right? Oh, when I change to tomorrow, it'll... Okay. So now it's just telling us that these people all signed for us after the initial negotiations started, because sometimes they'll negotiate back with you. Okay, so we have some pop and alternative pop artists now. We're going to go in and give them some stuff to do, make sure they're working on an album. She's written 7 songs already so far. I always just spend an astronomical amount of budget on the album because this game will let you go into debt. It's not going to, like, not let you. I'm not sure if there's a limit on, like, how far you can go into debt. I normally try to as little as possible. But I want to spend the most amount of money I can because I want top quality. So then we'll go into release a single under her. And we'll choose the best one she already has worked on. We'll choose Big Money. Oh. We need a full list of songs. And we're not going to choose the second best. These are like the B-sides. So these are just, they'll kind of be like little bonus tracks. And there's really not much of a price difference between these, so I always just choose this one in Los Angeles, Conway Recording Studios, because it has a quality of 100%. I don't know that that really matters that much. I haven't really, because I've used others before and I haven't noticed that much of a difference, but I think that it charts better if you use a better quality studio. And like I said, the price difference isn't that much for the studio part. So now on the schedule thing here, you'll see that she's going to record it later this month. And then after she gets done recording it, that's when we will schedule it through a distribution center to be released. So, yeah, they signed for us. Where's the one I want? Oh, biography. That's the one I like to stay on in the artist page. So, we want to make sure they're working on an album. Joe Cross. Astronomical budget because we want to make sure we release top notch. And they don't have any songs they've worked on yet, so we can't release any singles from them. But Lindsay Davis will have a little bit of something we can release pretty soon anyways. That's the advantage of choosing already made labels too, because you already have artists signed under you, and some of them already have albums or songs ready to go. My favorite to do under that is, I think, BMG, Natasha Bedingfield, and there was someone else. He, like, won on, like, X Factor or something in the UK. I don't remember. At the time, they really thought he was going to be big, I think. But I've never heard of him. I don't know if he is or not. Will Young, I think maybe it was his name. I don't live in the UK, so that's why I haven't heard of him, obviously. But okay, Louis Wilkinson here has really good commerciality. So this is a thing too. I normally go for commerciality first because I feel like that's really important when it is for like pop radio like this. If I had a different genre, I wouldn't necessarily, but we want to make it big on radio, so we're going to do the 100%, and then after that, I look at the quality, so don't forget it's the second highest quality. Recently unreleased is like when we go to release an album, but we don't choose all the songs that we have available to us. That's when they'll show up there, so we want full list still. And we'll choose 90% commerciality, and we'll choose time because the quality is really high on that. Conway Recording Studios again. Okay. And then Jasmine Naylor. After we get these people set up, it's not going to be as it's going to be quicker moving then. So we want to make sure everyone's working on an album. That's what I'm doing here. And this person already has some songs released, Jasmine Naylor. I can't remember if this is alternative pop or if this person does pop. Dead Skunk, what an interesting song title. Judging on the commerciality and stuff of this artist, I'm going to guess that this was an alternative pop artist, but I'm not for sure. I'll have to look when I get back. I wasn't really paying attention to that. This Chicago Recording Studio is another one I do sometimes. I don't know why, I guess. Wait, what? Oh, 92%? Is that a big price difference? Like, that's 76,000 and that's 90,000. So as you can see, it's not that much different. I mean, we're working with a pretty big budget. We're already spending money on it. We might as well spend an extra 14,000 and make sure that we have the best quality. So Becky Butler's next. We want to make sure she's working on an album. She already has some songs released, though, as you've seen there. So then we will choose the best. Now, after we get them working on an album, it will notify us in the news every time they have 7 songs released. This person does, Becky Butler. So when she gets to 10 songs, it'll notify us in the news that she has 10 songs ready for an album, and we can review it if we want to. So things like that. The news thing is really going to be your friend. I don't really use the charts thing too much. If I'm curious, I'll look at like where it is on the charts, or like sometimes I'll like pile up a bunch of releases and you can see how your label's doing on the charts. I'll do that and kind of like try to get a better record occasionally. Okay, so Ed has 4 songs. He's the only one that doesn't have 7, but has some songs. So, let's see. Was this oh, this is Mandy. I thought it said Ed. I'm so confused. Maybe it's Ed, but Mandy's the writer. I don't know. Yeah, we'll choose that song. I don't even remember the name of it now. I'm really bad at that. Yeah, we'll choose the two that probably won't get picked in the end as main singles. Romeo and Juliet's the name. Okay, so this is Ed, but Mandy or whatever wrote it. That's interesting. I want to look. Under Ed, and then members. Okay, that's weird. Is this an actual artist? An artist named Ed, but Stephanie and Mandy, or Stephen or Steven or whatever, and Mandy are the two members. Interesting. Okay, so everyone has their tasks now. Everyone's working on an album. I think Ed is, right? Yeah, because that's grayed out. And you can click on album progress at any point too, and that's where you review. It has to have at least 10 songs to be released as an album. Britney Spears announces new single. I'm going to let the news build up a little bit because I don't need to delete it like literally every time. It must have been based on like how things was in 2004. I think on Monday, or on Mondays when like the charts get released and stuff. So I think Tuesdays when a lot of stuff shows up, or maybe Friday. I can't remember. We'll find out when that happens more. So we paid out the first installment to some of these people's accounts. So what happens is as you've seen, a lot of the people had 90,000 as their advance for their album. So 30 out or as the installment for their album. So 30,000 of it would get released when they're working on it, when they start working on it, and then I can't remember if the rest of it gets released when you release the album or no. I think the second part, another 30,000 gets sent to them when they go to record it, and then the last part gets sent to them when they release it, I think. But we'll find out more about that too. So some more artists that were previously unsigned assigning to major record labels, but we don't care about those. I'm not going to worry myself too much about other record labels at this point yet. As you can see, we've already burned through almost $1 million, and we haven't done too much yet, so this is going to, will go in debt at one point, but that's fine. Like I said, that is to be expected in this game. I don't know if it'll be in this recording or a different one, but at some point I'll show you the other game file I have of a record label that I started from the ground up. Interestingly, though, that one became such a notable label that I can't remember which artist it is, but I have some major artists on my label on that game file. And when we go to save at the end, I'll show you that you have to be really careful about how you save, because I've overwritten my save files several times after I've spent so many hours working on it. So you want to really be careful about saving. Okay, there's a lot of stuff that came up here. So we know Beyonce is not ours. We know none of these are ours. So, Jasmine Naylor. Okay, so Jasmine Naylor has an album with enough songs on it, so let's go there. See what she's got. Honestly, I think with these alternative pop artists, we're not going to get commercial quality out of them anyways. Like, it's not going to be like an instant. It's hard to get a alternative pop artist to be successful on the charts. So I'm not too concerned about that. I just want to get, because after they have an album released, it's a lot easier to build them up. So I want them to just have an album released of their stuff, and I'm not going to concern myself about the commerciality of it, you know. And let's assume this is real life. Jasmine Naylor is obviously happy enough with these songs to have given them to us, so if she wants to release them, we're just going to let her release them, because like I said, it's not too big of a deal right now. So yeah, we're going to go there. We released that, and then I want to go ahead and get the second single from the album ready, and it's going to be a while before we get the notification for that, but actually, hold on, what was the name of the song we already did? Dead Skunk on this one? Okay, so latest album we want checked, and then Dead Skunk is on here. Yeah, is that the most popular though? Honestly, since this is an alternative pop artist, I'm gonna go for the one that has the highest quality next, because it doesn't really matter. There's not that much difference. They're already not too high on the commerciality side anyways. And then full list, because we've released everything. We might just release 2 singles from this album, so I'm just going to go ahead and pick some that I don't think's been picked yet. If they have, it's fine. It doesn't really matter. So yeah, it will release them and record them and stuff in order, and when we get to release it, we'll actually schedule when it gets released, and you can split it up in different countries and stuff too, but I'll show you that when we get there. So we have their album ready. Lindsay Davis has an album that's ready, like could be released. Is this another alternative pop? Yeah. So we might do the same thing with her. Like I said, she's happy enough with it, so I'm fine with it too. She has really good quality on her songs on this. Go Lindsay. Eternal Sunshine, you can change the name of this, but I sometimes do. It depends on how I'm feeling that moment. We'll go ahead and get that one releasing, because for one, we need to make money ourselves, but also like I said, I feel like it's almost more of an indie vibe, so I'm not trying. I mean, I'm trying for the radio, I guess, but like we're not going to get it anyway, so let's just build up the reputation of our artist right now. Latest album, yeah. Actually, what's the single? Big Money, okay. Latest album, yes. And then, well, Big Money is 80%. So, oh, this one's actually better. So Locked Up will be the second single from that album. We have to change the B-side thing to full list, because we haven't not released any songs from her yet. We have, I guess. None of them is released technically, but they're on the way to being released. So now Lindsay Davis is set up fully. Her first entire full album cycle is complete. Wait, what? Lindsay Davis completes the recording of a new single? Really? That's fast. So, what was it? Big Money? Okay. So, yeah, you click on the song here, and then disc options, and then set release date. And in the game, it's, okay, it is European style. So that's August 31st. So I don't really do strategic things where I split it up. I know in 2004 that was a really common practice, but in 2020 that's not a thing. In 2004 the internet wasn't a thing, so you have to think like they would not spend as much money at a time. They would release it into a place like, say this Lindsay was really popular in the US. I might, just release it in the US at first, see if it's popular, and then release it in the other places if it is, and I think I might make money on it. I think that's kind of how they did it in 2004, but I don't know, I'm just kind of reckless. The first single doesn't matter too much. I'm going to up these a little bit. These are how many copies we're going to order. Unfortunately, if you sell more than 22,000 copies, then you're sold out. You can't make any more. Your single's done. Is EMI the one I do? I don't think any of these are very high on the quality. And I think it's because they're owned by different record labels. So manufacturing plants, the first one will probably build when we do build those later. So Lindsay Davis has hers recorded. Louis Wilkinson completes the recording of a single. Oh, we can release this one earlier. It must be the scheduling, like their schedule is more open. Now, one thing is if you have like a first single, an album, and the second single all scheduled but not released yet, these figures are going to be lower than you need because the artist has never released anything before. after they release their first album, these figures would be higher, or for their next album it would be higher, different things like that. So you have to consider that too. Like, if you're doing several in advance, like by the time this is released, is it going to sell more kind of thing? Oh, I've never noticed that that's in Canada. Yeah, we'll do EMI again because I think that's the highest quality. Louis Wilkinson's fine now, and Becky Butler has a song that she's ready to release as a single. And, honestly, I don't really know why, but I'm gonna do that a little bit later. I don't want them all three at the same time, because those are the pop artists that I just did, right? Not the alternative pop. Let's see. Yeah, well, no, because Lindsay Davis wasn't. Okay, interesting. Um, huh. Well, the pop artist will probably sell more. Actually, I remember the numbers we ordered were higher for them. Becky Butler was the one we just did, right? Okay, sometimes I do that where I don't delete it until I go back, and I don't do that normally, and then I forget if I did it or not. No, I don't know who that is. Okay, I don't care. Yeah, that's just informing us that they're going to press the copies. Jasmine Naylor completes the recording of a new single. Okay. Well, that's fine. I think it's Dead Skunk. And I think August 11th is when the other alternative pop artist is doing it. So we'll do the 18th because we have a regular, like, mainstream pop artist releasing a single that week, so that won't be bad. We'll up this a little bit, but not too much. Anyone wondering who's never played it, the drop-down box is, like, huge increases, so I don't use that until later in the game. We might use it. Okay, so that's fine for now. Continue. Okay, so this is a thing that happens in the game too. The A&R team file their monthly report. So these are artists that they find that we should offer them something. Latin pop, chamber pop, neither of those are going to be very good money-wise at all. It's going to take a couple album releases before we ever see money made on them. But I don't mind that. We do need to get more artists under our belt. And you can, like, have them tour with each other. You can set up tours and stuff. And we'll do that when we get a little bit bigger on our artist. Probably with their second album release on some of them we'll set up. Probably the pop artist. And we may have, like, one of the alternative pop artists tour with them and that kind of thing. So yeah, that may be a thing we do. So I think it adds them to the short list. So I think I should be able to delete that. Ed completes the recording of a new single. Okay. So we're going to set a release date for that. I think on the 4th is another like regular, like mainstream pop artist, and this is an alternative pop artist, I think. So the 4th should be fine on this. And then view shortlist. Yeah, that's decent. Burlington, United States. I wonder if that's Burlington, Vermont, Burlington, Indiana. There's Burlingtons, I'm sure, in like a lot of states. I don't even know. Obviously, it's not Burlington, Indiana. If anyone knows where that is or how big it is, then you know that it's not. We'll do 90,000. And then 10%. And so this options, that means that they're going to record 3 albums with us, I believe. Maybe 4, if they don't include the first option as an additional option. I can't remember. We'll figure that out when we get to it again. Yeah, let's see. How many members you got? 4 members, and one of them's a writer. They've not released anything yet. I wonder if Oh, I guess we can't see if they've written songs yet. Jane Knight. Oh, I didn't even really look. I was just like, yeah, let's do it. Okay, that's good. Approach band. I'm happy with her. Wait, Jane Knight, right? Yeah, her. I'll do 11. Well, I'll do the higher advance and the lower royalty because I think that they'll accept that still. And I would just rather do it that way. It's interesting that, you know, an artist would only get 9-10% of their records at the beginning. Later on in the game, I think it goes up to 30%. It's the highest you can even do. And I don't know if the computers, I feel like the computers can do higher than that because sometimes they won't even accept the 30,000 as an advance. Or the 30% as a royalty, I mean. As the advance, I don't know if there's a limit. I don't think there is. Okay, I don't care about Britney Spears' single because she's not on our label. Rival offers her faulty issue. Okay, well let's go back to faulty label and faulty issue and see. I guess we can't really see who's offering more. I'm gonna change it up to 95,000. I don't know how popular Manhattan Records is. I've never heard of them, but maybe they existed actually and are already like more well established than we are. Because that'll be a thing too. If that label's more well established, they'll most likely go with them unless we offer it better. Yeah, we'll just keep it at that. Louis Wilkinson might be ready for an album release. Which one's this? Oh, pop artist? Probably we won't do it then. Well, actually, that's really good. And if we do this now, then we will have a higher... I'll show you actually. We'll finalize this. Lost in Translation's fine, sure. Okay, so we go back to biography. We click on the album, and the overall quality for the album's 87%, and the overall commerciality for the album's 98%. So the next time it'll be easier to get 100% commerciality, because we can just keep writing until we get all 100% songs, or maybe throw a couple 99 or 98% in, and it'll probably equal out to 100 overall. Let's go ahead and set up the second single from this so that we don't forget, because I will. Latest album. I always like to have something next set up. That way I don't forget about the artist, but we don't really have to worry about that too much yet. So we'll do Surely Missed, because that's 100% commerciality. Oh, that's right, they have nothing unreleased yet. We'll go for more of the quality more than anything else here. The quality's pretty high on this too. It's not just like commercially good. So those are good now. I'm actually kind of surprised we did that. I don't normally release the pop artists records that fast. I normally try to get them to be better, but it'll make the next one easier to like beat it in terms of oh, that's really interesting. I forgot because these started out at 60,000 is what they were initially asking for, and we offered 95,000. So I probably didn't even need to up it because the other record label probably wasn't offering $35,000 more than they were even asking for. I really like to make sure I get them though at the beginning because, you know. So yeah, we'll get them, and then we'll agree to Jane Knight's terms. I wonder, the last one I just clicked on, I'll have to go forward, I think. Okay, yeah. Let's click on Jane Knight now. Dominica. I didn't even notice where she was from before. Interesting. I don't think I've ever had an artist from Dominica on here. This game doesn't have that many of them. Okay, work on album. She already has 9 tracks ready for it. Honestly, we'll probably release it as quickly as possible. The first albums aren't as big of a deal. With these artists not being known, it's not going to matter how high the commerciality or quality is. You really want to get their name known first. As long as it's not too bad. 94%, that's fine. Full list. This is actually pretty high commerciality. This is around the time that, like, I think Whenever, Wherever by Shakira had already been popular at this point in real life. And, she might have had other popular songs at that point too. I feel like Latin pop was decently, like, kind of popular-ish at this time. I mean, not like mainstream, but like, you know what I mean. I'll look at the thing in a second. We'll look at that before we end the episode because we're about to end this episode. We want them to, wait, what? Oh, faulty issue. Isn't that the one I just signed? I'm so confused. Yeah, faulty issue signed with us. Why are they already working on an album then? Did they do it and I didn't even notice? Did I do it during night? Okay. Well, then everyone's working on an album, I guess, then. Anyways, we go to charts. Let's go to US singles charts, and then we go to... This is albums and releases that are upcoming in their musical taste we can see here, too. So we see Latin pop's 90% popularity in 2004. It was said on this game anyways. Most popular in the US at this time was R&B. Actually, pop's pretty low. So that's interesting to know. Latin pop's actually more popular. Interesting. Well, I'm glad we signed them then. Chamber pop's pretty high too. I've had a chamber pop artist on one of my other labels and I didn't feel like they did that well commercially, so maybe it's actually more viable in 2004 than I thought. I also don't know exactly what chamber pop means, which I know sounds really dumb. Anyways, we're going to end the episode here. We have the albums being worked on. In the next episode, we'll probably get their albums released. Fingers crossed. Anyways, let me know what you guys think down below. Actually, I don't know how quickly I'll use them, but if you guys have a suggestion for a single name or an album name that you want me to name an album or a single in this game, let me know that down below, and I will name... I don't know if I can... I think I can name singles as I release the albums. I don't know. Either way, I can release the albums after what you want me to anyways. As long as it fits in the game anyways. Yeah, so I will see you on the next one, and that's it.